everybody. Welcome back to 9 News this morning. Of course, there is a big vote coming up this weekend for East Baton Rouge Parish. So it's all about the bond issue. Some agree with it, some don't. So let's talk with a couple that do not. From the Baton Rouge Tea Party, Dwight Hudson here in my immediate left, and Alex Velasquez with the Jeffersonians. Guys, good morning. Thank you for being with us up early.
Pleasure.
Let's get right to it. Why do you feel this bond issue is wrong time? What is your issue with the bond issue?
Well, our main problem with the bond issue is the Alive project.
Okay.
We actually support the infrastructure project
Sure.
of the Baton Rouge Tea Party, but we just feel like the Alive project is a risky proposition for Baton Rouge.
Okay.
You're looking at something where private investment should be involved, and it's just not.
There is a bit of private and public partnership with the Alive project. Is it because it's that mix that you don't agree with it, or is it just this particular private-public partnership that you don't agree with?
Actually, Matt, they call it private-public, but it's altogether public. There's no private investors at all. Nobody has come to the table to actually say, hey, let's put some skin on the game on this at all.
When they talk about this being as an important part of the Alive project, they talk about people coming in and paying that half-cent sales tax, and those that would come to the Alive Museum could help pay off the bond that much quicker, could go from a 30-year to an 18-year bond. Do you guys buy any of that? The fact that Alive could help the people of Baton Rouge pay off that 30-year bond that much quicker?
Well, let's look at the numbers. The number that they've thrown out is $600,000 the first year. If you look over in New Orleans at the aquarium there, they're not even able to reach that number in a tourist town like New Orleans. So for Baton Rouge to be able to do that, we have to be skeptical of it.
When you look at the proposal as a whole, the timing of it, it's failed once, and we know the economy that we're in right now. Is there a right time for this? Would you guys support this in an economy that's a bit better?
Well, there's an issue having to do, Matt, with the legitimacy of public works, the role of government.
Right.
You know, it is one thing for you to do what you're doing, interviewing us.
Sure.
Something else for you to do the weather. That's not your role. That's not your job. That's Diane's job.
Gotcha.
Likewise.
Well, that's why you're asking me who the weather lady was earlier. I got you.
I was confirming. That's correct. That's right. And therefore, government has a legitimate role. And it is not to do the job of business, of free enterprise.
Gotcha.
Therefore, when it comes to the government getting involved in creating jobs, which is not its role, it is never a right time whatsoever.
Is there a right time for our government to help lead us in what they feel is the right direction? We haven't had a public works, we haven't had something like this in 50 years. Baton Rouge has not had a growth opportunity like this. Is it ever the government's job to say, you know what, this may work, we'll leave it up to the voters? It's always up to the voters, but is it ever the right time?
It is always the job of government to do the job of government.
Sure, but you just don't think this is government's role?
Well, by minimizing taxes and by ridding those obstacles that prevent businesses from growing.
How minimized do we have to get? To the point of no taxes? How does that work?
No, there certainly is a role for taxes, and there are certain things that government can do to incentivize private industry to come in and do something like the Alive project. But for government to take the whole role in the Alive project and leave the taxpayers at such a risk, we just don't feel that's right for Baton Rouge.
Correct. And obviously this is something that you guys get to vote on. It's coming up this weekend. However you think you're going to vote, just make sure you get out and vote. That is the most important part of this whole process. Get out and vote and make it count. Guys, thank you so much. Really do appreciate your time with us this morning. Thank you so much. All right, let's toss it over. Again, Di, I was just confirmed to me, you are in fact the one in charge of the weather.
Thank you. You do not do my job. I'm sorry. Well, you can today. You can help. All hands on board about this, though. And again, as a part of the storm team, we've been watching Hurricane Ida. Can you believe this?